Tim from Holistic here. I want to take a few moments to talk about web design and use this example, which is a new website we're in the process of building for a client, a new client, and just talk about the design elements, why this design is so good, especially compared to the old one. So the first thing you should notice is that this is a full width website. So my screen here is a widescreen format, 23.5-inch screen, and I'm recording this video in that mode. A key aspect of this is that it's a responsive design, and what that means is the site will automatically reformat itself according to a different size and shape screen. So you can see this effect as I change the size of the window, and you can see how everything is scaling and changing according to the size of the window as I go all the way down to what it would look like on a smartphone. So there's a specific design and layout, and this would be the smartphone version of it, and what it looks like if somebody views it on a device like an iPhone or something along those lines. So totally responsive and full widescreen. And this is as compared to, this is their old website, which is current. And there's a whole bunch of thoughts around this because this site has no traction and it's just a typical business name, which doesn't really mean anything associated with the service they provide. We're going for a completely different domain so we can have the two concurrently running, and there's a whole strategy around that. And you can see this is much more of a typical design with a kind of fixed width as compared to something that really jumps out at you and is memorable and is very, very different. The other thing that's gone into this is a lot of thought. We've probably spent a good 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, just getting all of this messaging right to make sure that we describe what the company does and capture the different types of clients. So different pain points. What are you trying to do? And this is a boring subject, remember, which is spray foam insulation, or at least it seems that way on the face of it. And the trick is to make it really exciting and interesting. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to lower your utility costs? Do you have a residential application, commercial? Do you want your recreational vehicle insulated? So check this out. It amazed me as I worked with this client to learn that they'll even do it on an RV. Just incredible. What you should notice is very strong problem statements. This is designed to builders, general contractors. Are you building large Los Angeles homes? So this is a problem statement with very strong call to actions all over the website. And we know that what this does is this increases the lead generation rate dramatically. So the messaging is very, very strong on this site. Also, oddly, whatever is here gets the most clicks. So this is very thought out in terms of even just moving this from this side. If we put this on this side, we know we get a reduction in the conversion rate. In other words, the number of people that click on these different things. So very strong call to actions, very clear what we want the client to do, very clear descriptions of what the business does and why it's important, and some great visualizations. When we first looked at the images, it wasn't immediately obvious how we use an image like this or like these on a website, but when you see it laid out this way, you can see why the site is so powerful. Anyway, there's a huge amount I could do to talk about the nuances of how we've set this website up. I just wanted to give you this very quick snapshot so that you can understand this is a modern full width website. It's responsive, it scales proportional to the size of the screen of the viewer, all the way down to a smartphone. The messaging is extremely strong, both in terms of problem statements and call to actions. This site will be a winner. It'll take a while, but this will rank for our primary key phrases, and it will generate a lot of leads, which is obviously the whole point.